are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Today was my first day back to the office since George was murdered. Because I cannot. I will go to jail if I hear or overhear someone misstepping or misspeaking or misunderstanding the severity.
I actually haven't been around too many non-melanated people since this all happened. Outside of just like public places like Target and, grocery stores.
For sure.
But I did have a date or a meetup with an old coworker of mine from years ago that reached out to me following all of this and all the Instagram and Facebook posts that I put up. She would like comment on things and then she messaged me and we talked for like 2.5 hours the other night. And it was a really sincere conversation where she just wanted to kind of hear my story. And
isn't that exhausting?
Yes and no. Like I say it's exhausting for people who just want to go but or all lives matter or some shit like that, but for the people who, like, she actually sat there and listened and empathized and, was just like, you could tell at one point she was visibly, like, unnerved, like she started shaking and stuff.
Oh, see, I can't stand that. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand for white women to get visibly shaken when they hear our stories. I think they need to control that. I think it's a lot of their work is to stop showing their fragility at every chance they get.
When I say when she was shaken, it wasn't like she was upset at what she had heard that I had been through.
And while you have to sit there and tell her the story and relive it and invest all that emotional labor and tell her about the pain that you've went through and now she's in pain, now what happens? She's the victim. Now you're saying, I'm okay. Now you have to nurture her. They need to work on that. Like if they're going to start showing up, they have to show up in that way because not everybody is as strong as you, Lauren. And there are lots of black, beautiful, melanated girls who are not going to be able to coat and sugarcoat that for her.
I don't feel like I sugarcoated it. I mean, I didn't record our conversation, but I was very like, this is what's going on, and I would point out things to her because we met. Matter of fact, we met over here at the fountains and got gelato. And we were sitting outside, and there were tons of white people walk by, like, staring at me.
Of course.
And I told her, I said, part of your privilege was the fact that you didn't notice all the looks that I got simply for just being present here in my skin. Like, that was it, And she's like, I didn't. And I was like, it's those little subtleties that were like, I have to be hyper aware of who's in my environment, who's watching me, even if I'm not doing anything, because at any moment somebody could be like, it was her. Because I've looked like every black woman that I've worked with, every black girl that I've gone to school with.
Of course they think
I've been mistaken because we can be a different height, different weight, different hairstyle, different skin tone, age, and suddenly I'm every black woman that you know. Or I remind you of a black woman that you know. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, and one of the things that tripped me out was when I was in Thailand, this couple came up to me and they were Asian. I don't know, specifically because we didn't speak the same language, but literally came up and like jumped on me and like threw their arms around me and took a picture and then said thank you and nodded and walked away and ran away. And I'm like overheated because it was hot as hell there. We had been walking around. I had a cold. And I'm just like, where the hell did they come from? And I was like, that's okay. I was like, I wonder who they think I look like.
Right.
Is it Oprah? Is it Queen Latifah? Like,
Who
is
knows?
it like Lizzo? Who is it? Yeah, like.
I want to go back to, because I've been, I don't want to say invaded, but it feels like an invasion of people who really want to know my story, or they're checking in. Right? And my advice to people that are going to do that is to do it with such strength that they don't show their weakness and make their weakness our problem. Like, why are you for me, it's time for us to stop being so concerned about how they feel. And you automatically we're loving people. That's who we are. Black people are joyous. They're loving. We're nurturers. We took care of their babies for centuries and centuries, and it's just in our blood.
Yeah.
So it's time for them to start coming to the table with some strength and some restraint, and stop pouring their emotion and making us have to carry their emotional baggage.
But that's what we've been doing this whole time. And like from a behavioral perspective, for me, it's going to take a lot of work. So I appreciate the efforts that have been put forth, but when I'm getting text messages like, I'm your ally, I'm sorry, what can I do for you, I'm your ally, I'm like, well, you've always, in my mind, been my friend. So, like, and I shared with you my Black experiences, but I think in the past, it was kind of downplayed or laughed off, or like, oh, but Lauren seems fine.
Right, because we're strong and we're intelligent, and we can handle the brunt of their shortcomings, basically.
Right.
She's fine.
She's still smiling. She's still laughing.
I am so done. I'm so done.
I mean, even the conversations that we've had in private, you know, like in front of Allie and everything like that, like.
Got her the other day. I had to check her the other day. Very strange living with a white woman right now. Very strange. She, for the most part, is very quiet. It's a very silent, very dry home right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm really doing my best to show up, and I know that I have a duty to engage right now, but I have no tolerance.
Well, here's my thing is like, I've been getting messages, because I have been posting and sharing things on Facebook and Instagram to bring awareness. And the reason I keep doing so is because I'm getting these private messages or even comments on the things I post, like, I really thank you for posting this, you know, I'm going to share this, and, you know, and they're wanting to understand. So, like, at one point, though, I kind of felt like a professor, like, damn, do I need to create a syllabus? Or, like, you know, like, send me a 5-paragraph essay about what you've learned about Black history in the last week.
Like, you create some goals. How do you want to see this manifesting in your life? Right. I have started to copy and paste. Like, you need to make some goals, some obtainable goals, and how do you see this showing up in your business now? I told you I'm working with the women of Sacramento.
Yeah, that's so dope.
And creating and guiding, but they have to pay me. So we have to stop allowing people to make us think it's our job. It's like if you're free from slavery, you're no longer a slave, and now they have to pay someone to come in and clean their home, right? It's like you going in and showing the new housekeeper how to do it for free. No,
I posted on somebody's
my emotional label. You can pay me.
I'm available for consultation.
Amen.
I'm already a consultant. I'm already a behavior consultant.
Exactly.
So let's talk about that. Like, I'm available. I can help you write goals. I can help you outline a behavior plan. I can help you like use visuals and all of that, like adapt to learning styles. I'm with it. I've already developed like a training for corporate America. I can throw in some tidbits
absolutely about social justice
and equity,
creating a climate that Black people can be successful in.
Yes.
So don't just throw out, I'm going to hire more people of color.
Right.
How are you going to support them within your organization so that they can move forward?
Exactly.
So I did start the small group. We started in a small group setting because she wanted me to go in and have this big event. I'm like, a revolution is not an event, right? You're not going to cure all the white people in Sacramento this week by having a Black person come in and tell them how to do things. First of all, there have been so many people that are doing so much work in this realm that I'm just the brilliant Black minds that have prepared for this moment.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Sean King didn't just pop up overnight.
No. Layla Saeed did not just...
No.
I mean, Angela Rye.
Yes.
Amanda Seals.
Yeah. Oh, Amanda's been preaching.
Jesus. Seriously, Me and White Supremacy, Layla's book has been sold out for the last 3 weeks. You can't get it.
Uh-huh.
So we're doing pre-work, and I'm just pulling... before I even invest in this group of women, number one, I will be compensated for my time. Number two, you have to do some pre-work to show me that you're invested and vulnerable enough to stay committed. Because what would we do for an hour for me to tell you how somebody has talked a loogie in my face and for you to feel sympathy and go home and cry does nothing progressive, right?
No, it does not. That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to see... The only way you're going to acknowledge changed behavior is by, like, actually seeing the changed behavior. Like...
Obtainable goals.
Yeah, obtainable goals. So I'm looking at, the next time you're out in the community, are you going to clutch your purse when you see a Black person?
Have you taken all of those tests they're called implicit bias tests?
I have not.
I'll send you some links to them. They're really interesting. I took 2 last night. Admittedly, I have a slight preference for European eyes, which isn't a big surprise because I've mainly dated white people, right? Mm-hmm. But then there was one about thin and fat, and I'm neutral.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
I
like
would
be down
big
to take that.
butts, and I cannot lie. Like, I totally both of those totally made sense to me, so I couldn't lie about it.
Uh-huh.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
How are you dealing with people who you're surprised in their reaction in terms of... So I'm super, very, very grateful for all the white people who seem to be very willing to make changes in their everyday life so that we can actually live a life of freedom and safety and just have, like, the basic human essentials, right? Yeah. But have there been people or businesses in your life that have reacted poorly? And how have you gone forward in your reaction to that?
Oh, that's a good question. Not really. Like, I don't know. I'm just not surprised by anything. I think the most shocking to me were people really just, like, oblivious to all of the news articles and previous...
To our history?
Yeah. Incidents like...
Tulsa! I can't believe that actually happened.
Let's talk about Trayvon or even Eric Garner.
Really?
Yeah, like there's people that did not know about that. Like I posted something about all the Black kids that have been murdered by cops just by playing or this being mistaken for a grown person.
I shared that. I saw that.
That really disgusted me. And then like so many people are like, I can't believe it. Oh my God. And I'm like, but this is the thing. It was on the news, and I believe that I will say that I've stepped up my posting game, especially on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But it's like I've posted about that stuff in the past and only got like a few likes, and now all of a sudden it's like. So I think for me, that's the most kind of like, where the hell you been?
Girl, I created a doodle page for my doodle because anyway, there were like 500 people overnight. And we decided that we would put one little tidbit of like a resource or a video every day. Mm-hmm. And there are 3 people who are the creators of it. And of course they're white, I'm Black. And when I post, 10 likes. When the white people post, it's like 50 people are like, yeah, John Oliver's the best. I'm like, how about this? I'm gonna let y'all post the resource. I want the information to get out,
right?
And then as we start to cook, step in. But it's true, they just choose to ignore.
Or like I did post a something about some of my experiences growing up Black.
Yes,
on
that
Facebook.
was so good. You made my daughter cry.
Did I?
Yes, she was in her.
And
feelings.
I tried to keep it light. Like, that's not even the stuff, you know, I didn't talk about how I've been over sexualized throughout my life, especially when considering dating men that aren't Black. You know, like some of the instances where I did feel unsafe or I felt hated in some of the areas that I've been in, or times where I've been amongst friends or family that aren't people of color, and they were completely oblivious to the racism that I was encountering
in their face
in the moment, like how detached they were. But yeah, like I had somebody say to me, I'm surprised by all the mean things that are being said about Black Lives Matter. And I said, I'm not. And then they were like, well, I guess I'm surprised about who's saying it. And I said, again, I'm not.
Right.
Because to me, even if you don't call me a nigga to my face,
I can feel it.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it. You know, and it's all those covert and subtle things that you get.
No, a lot of people do not understand the Black experience as far as how much you can endure the slights.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? And it's something that nobody else picks up on because they're not in that skin. You know what I mean?
Like if somebody brushes up,
right
away.
And it's not real for them. But you witness the slights, and you don't see the slights with our Caucasian counterparts. I think we should take a break here. What I would like you ladies to share, if you care to share, is I know both of you have dated non-Black. And I would like, in coming back from the original segment, which I'll probably title just chopping it up, whatever, I would like you ladies to testify as far as what those relationships were like, and how you may have felt the slights or the not understanding from looking across the table from someone who professed to love you, care about you, or whatever. Is that fair?
Sounds good.
Okay.
I was just getting ready to dig in on Zuda Yoga, but I definitely want to make that a point to get to before we leave.
Okay, so
just because they pray to a brown god.
Oh man.
And it's super important for me to get this off my heart today.
So much to discuss. We will be right back.
thought, full of laughs, oh, full of tears, full of love, full of hopes, full of fears. Just like a blue fish in a tank, I can swim, I can dance all day long in my tank.